Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Hey,
there you go.
hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hey. Idiots.
I didn't know you were here.
Actually, my mom told me I
Wow.
can't swear on the podcast.
Why,
Your mom
you swore
said
last
that?
year?
She
Last week?
goes, well, first off, welcome to Calling the Audible.
Hi, Mama
Hi.
Khan. How's it going?
Week
I
two.
miss you. I'll
Your
call you
sa-
later.
Your samosas are amazing. Please bring
Week
some
2
more.
of the podcast. Simon Dagenet, Peeze Delabrizi, GM in the booth.
In the producer's corner.
Producer's role, and of course
Yes.
Eagle on the master control. It is week 2. We
Yeah,
have a
it
lot
is.
to get to. Yeah, my mom was not. She said, "Can I watch the podcast?" I go, "You can watch the webcast slash podcast, but we swear a lot, especially yours truly." She goes, "No, you can't swear. You can't swear. No, you can't swear."
But Mo, you spoiled it, so she didn't watch it because you thought you was running.
We lost her one viewer.
Oh, man.
Is this how you
We gotta get Mina Khan to watch.
Yeah, me can't watch for sure.
Oh, she's gonna watch. All right,
yes, please.
she's gonna watch. All right then.
Anyway, let's dive into it, gentlemen, as we get ready for week 3 in a few days from now, and of course wrapping up week 2 that was. We'll dive into Div 6 and 6D, of course the baby league, the power plant league
It's
of.
not the baby league.
Well, yeah, you're developing the baby to become an eventual.
Don't
Div
you know
1
anything about
powerhouse.
babies, Simo?
No, I've never seen any.
It's the power plant of
Fair.
FPF. Let's dive into it, gentlemen. And before we do that, Peeze, you want to rip me about my script?
No, it'll come in time.
Oh no, please!
It's gonna happen
I insist.
organically.
I
It's
insist.
gonna happen organically.
I insist, Peasy.
That's not how it works, Pete. Mo.
We'll put on the poll. Should Peasy rip me now or afterwards? Put on the FPF poll, please.
Are you gonna ask this week who's sneaky good?
Perhaps. Perhaps, yes.
All this and more later.
All right,
What's with the
let's
traffic, Mokan?
Div 6 and Div 6D. We'll do traffic on Saturday when we go to Boston.
Yo, you did it. Oh, I'm gonna rip you for that.
I thought you.
You are so
no.
West Coast of Montreal biased.
Oh, really? That's
because
really is.
absolutely. Like, I'm coming in from RDP. I left an hour and 15 minutes before my game,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, I'll get there early, time to warm up. The 20 closed from both sides, then going back down to 520 closed to the service road, and I
Hey,
got
you made it
there
on
5 minutes before my game.
You made it on time. Half my guys were
Yeah,
half
but
an hour
if
late.
I got Mocon's traffic report like I always do,
I know.
I
Okay,
would have
first of
known. I
all-
could just take the 13.
First of all,
You
it's the
dropped the
benefit of
ball
yours
on us.
truly because I live close to Lachine. It's a 5-minute drive for me.
Mokan,
I'm gonna
you
put a
dro-
traffic report out there when 5 minutes away.
Mokan,
No.
you dropped the ball.
No.
Seriously, man.
Everybody was
everyone
hoping.
knows.
Count on you, man.
Everyone knows in the east end you take the 40 to the 13th south and connect to the 20, right, GM?
TSN
Thank
690
you.
right here.
Well, but you could do the 5:20:13, which is what I did, but that was slow.
But we all know that though.
I didn't know that.
Well, you should listen to the traffic then.
But that's why I
It's
go to you.
you.
Mo. You're the traffic.
Well, anyway,
That's
speaking
why.
of traffic.
That's why he's stuck at 690 since forever.
Let's talk about 6 and 6D. John will go to Div 6. So what did you see from this past week's action here, gentlemen?
We spoke. Peeze and I spoke on Tuesday about the Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are solid, man. I didn't really know them week 1, to be honest with you. Peeze was very high on them, but I didn't really know them. I got to see some of their action week 2, and man, these guys are very good.
They're all good. They're all fast. They've all played the game before. Blaze,
They're a quarterback.
Simon Blaze, very good quarterback. And like the guys who I think they're set up to succeed right away. It's not just that they've played football before. They're quick. They're fast. They do all the things that translate well in this league.
That's a real cliche answer you guys gave. They're quick, they're fast, they're great.
Well, no, because again,
Oh,
like
you're the one talking about cliches.
Hey,
yeah, you don't want to test me today. You don't want to test me today.
Hey,
Okay.
boys, we go cliches for one guy.
No, but for real,
yes, go ahead, Simon.
what they do best translate really well in FPF. As P said, their playbook already works. They're not learning and trying to figure out what works in this league. And what I learned this week is they're playing Quakers next week. And
Big
that's
game.
gonna be a
Quakers
huge
looks pretty
game.
impressive, actually. Saw them play it briefly in Brossard.
Quakers and Air Force One next week. That should be the game to watch.
When I think of that, I think about having Quaker Oats in my Air Force One.
See, I wrote about that, but it's actually Quackers.
Is it Quackers?
Yeah, if we I misread it too in my first article,
Yeah.
and I wrote the whole history of Quaker Oats
So basically,
because I didn't know who they were.
And then at that point, like, you didn't want to take it out, right? Because the effort was already there.
Yeah,
and
I was like,
why
this is all
actually-
clever. This is funny. So I wrote, edit. I know it's Quackers. Shut up. Quakers would have been better.
It's
So-
like in The Office where they think it's pronounced Sabre, and then they find out right before that it's Saber, and then it's party in the Saber.
No.
yes, it was good. So basically, they watched last season's podcast about ducks, and they figured might as well.
Listen, all I know is that segment of Ducks.org was transcendent. That's all I can say.
I saw 4th and 20 against Balsard on Wednesday night at the
Mhm.
Bear.
How was that?
Well, I think we know who probably the clear-cut favorite is in this division. Balsahar University.
no, Air Force One is
Yes,
absolutely
we
the.
just mentioned Air Force One. Thank
Well,
you.
you think so, but I think
I know so.
Balsahar might be the team to beat, though.
Perhaps Joe Buff is doing a good job at quarterback, better than I thought.
Joe Buff Bagel over here, you know?
I tell you, it's a good nickname. I'm
It's
going with Joe
amazing.
Buff.
He's got the stuff.
It's amazing.
Like 5 TDs, only 93 yards passing, but you're going up against a 4th and 20 team that is volatile, that will blow up, which they did. One of the guys took a UR in the football game. And look, at the end of the day, they have 5 different receivers catch a ball or more in the football game. And
Good.
look, to win by pretty much 19 points, no 5 plays, is quite impressive. And look, we can say it now. It's too early to forecast who's going to play in April. But if we have to put our money down right now, I think Quakers and Balsahar might be the 2 teams that will end up in the Final
Air
Four.
Force
Isn't it
One. We
Quackers?
just said
I
this.
know.
Like an hour talking
I
about
know.
Air Force One.
Isn't it Quackers?
Quackers, yeah.
Quakers, going to call them Quakers.
Crackers.
The Quacker Oats.
Mm.
The Ritz.
Anything else in Div 60 you guys saw or caught your attention?
Vic in the box were kind enough to
That's
give me the
Div
field.
6 though.
A 6D? No.
That's 6. So
Gotcha.
we'll get to them in a second.
That's good. I mean, that's still relevant.
I know, but we'll do that in the
You
next.
could have let
the
him
next
finish
part.
his.
No,
Sick Bick, though, with the big win, 58-12 over
Sick
here
Bick,
for-
yeah.
Sick Baker, very good, man.
Over here for the beer. They're honestly, I caught them week 1. I'm very impressed with them.
They're a bit too good. We shouldn't talk about them.
Why
Okay.
not?
Can we talk about here for beer who lost? this
Sure.
game? Only putting up 12 points. It's Sick Bick.
I feel that's a
thing
bigger
is-
stat line though than their week 1. Like week 1, they demolished somebody, Sick Pick, and I feel this week, only allowing here for beer to only 12
yeah, but
points is a bit
so
more.
far they faced Baker Boys and Here for Beer. Both were bad Division 6 and Division E teams respectively. So I don't think we know a ton, but I will say Benji Ziegler's been impressive for Sick Bick, and their defense just all float to the ball. They're all looking to make a big play. The low tier Division 6 tend to have guys like Javier Gonzalez who will throw the ball up into coverage when
Yes.
he doesn't have a place to run or his first read's not there. 4 interceptions for him in this game. They need to develop nice, simple offense that's easy for them to.
Here for beer.
Yeah, but they have a really tough schedule, though. When you look at here for the beer,
Yeah.
they have their end of the season. Air Force 1 week 10, Kraken's week 9, Quackers week 9, and Kraken's week 10. Pardon me. Three tough games that you have to look at and say that
Yep.
could very well determine they might jump into the playoffs as a wild card team, or they may not make the playoffs altogether.
Yeah. It is tough. It's tough to see ahead of time who's going to be good and who won't in Division 6D, but definitely that schedule is not working in their favor.
Anything else, gentlemen, from 6D?
Not that won't be my article
Division 6.
on Friday.
It's like you've done this before. So tomorrow.
I saw the Pack against the Farmers, 35-12. I'm quite disappointed by the Farmers, the team that I spoke highly of last week.
Yeah, but it was the Farmers without Corey Greenway and without
exactly.
Jonathan.
They're missing some guys
Lugo.
who due to
That's not the same
work
team, then.
commitments outdoors with the snow and whatnot. But the Pack again, and I caution, and we'll talk about the Pack later on here. But you look at the Pack; they're always a great regular season team, and they'll put up points against those who might be undermanned and who may not be as equally competitive in the football field. But you look at the fact that Benoit Robidoux did not have a completion in the first half. He was
That's-
0 for 10 in the first half.
That's not very good.
And Peeze and Simon, you guys are
That's not very good.
illustrious quarterbacks in your own right.
Hi.
You guys know if you go 0 for whatever it is in the first half, chances are probably high that you're not going to win that.
If you go
football
0
game.
for your first drive, it's a hard start to a game, and
It's
to go
tough
the
for
whole
everybody.
half without completing a pass.
Yeah.
It just has an impact on the team mentally as well as
Your
within
team
the
kind of turns on you, you
Yeah.
know, when you go 0-4.
Well, it becomes it's reciprocal, right? The confidence is done, and people are like, "Oh man, it's 0 for 6. We're not going to this football game here."
And while they didn't have, and they're looking for subs last minute on Sunday. While they didn't have Corey Greenway, they did have Nicolas Bello, who is a competent player, especially in Division 6.
He's very passionate.
Yes,
He's very passionate.
Hey, he played.
and not very
he's
honest.
a good defender.
Oh, it's if we got GM's
There,
thoughts,
again.
maybe he'll give us his 2 cents.
Well, mine won't be biased by an undefeated playoff loss like Peeze
Pew,
is.
pew, pew, pew.
But we're
But-
talking about, is Nick Bello an
Competent
equivalent
Div 6
caliber?
player.
Honest.
No, we meant competence.
The look on GFS says it all. The look on GFS.
Just like, I don't want to have this conversation.
So he is in fact like a competent player who will do well on both sides of the ball in Div 6, but is he Corey Greenaway? Not even close.
Well, of
Well, no,
course,
of course not.
I don't think
Only
he's
a
gonna
handful of
place up
people
Corey
are
Greenway.
Corey Greenway in this league.
In fact, only one person is Corey Greenway.
And that's
Yes.
Corey Greenway.
Discussing DNA, but
Yeah. I saw
Could be a good team name.
I saw a pretty good game on Saturday night in Brossard. It was
Spelled
2
properly.
flags and 1 cup.
They lost?
They lost to Fighting Flamingos 26-20. I look at Zach Jonio, and it's remarkable, right? Because he's been known as a really good receiver in the higher divisions, of course, with Dan Lazaro, our very own. And seeing him at quarterback now, you can see there's talent there, Simon. And I just think that he needs more of the honing of the skill set to become better at that position.
I think he knows what he's doing because he played a hard division. His playbook works well, but there's a lot of hesitation when he releases the ball. He's holding the ball for too long, and he's losing players. He's losing routes because he looks at it, and then he decides to throw it, and that hesitation is killing their offense. But on the other side, he's probably the fastest guy on the field every time he plays in Div 6, and there's only a handful of people who could actually cover him if he runs more.
Well, so I spoke to Zach Jonio after the game.
Okay.
Just wanted to get his impressions. I was like, yo, dude, how do you find quarterbacking? He's like, yeah, it's hard. It's a lot harder than I thought. And to your point of him holding the ball, it takes a while to adjust the speed at playing the quarterback position, but also like learning how to go through progressions and make reads. And he's not there yet.
It's his second game, right?
Absolutely. And he was not supposed to be the quarterback on this team.
Okay.
Like things just sort of fell into place that way on this team. So
that changes things, right?
yeah, absolutely. And look, he's given it a shot and he's enjoying. He's having fun. But I think he's doing well considering that he wasn't planning for it in the season. And to your point, Simon, if he can use this, like not even just running, but buying time in the pocket, because again, since he can't make those quick reads, if he can extend plays and have them break down, and look, defenses can't cover guys forever.
It's true.
So use that. Just go out and make plays. Don't worry about having to look the part. Just go out and make plays.
Another game that I saw from afar, Pension Plan winning 21-19. Our biggest fans are Pension Plan.
You were talking about it yesterday night?
Yes. They're huge fans of ours.
They love you.
Well, they wrote in during the live podcast.
Oh, do they?
So.
Vince Pisano?
Vince Pisano did,
yes. The only guy. But Junior Sparrow's like, oh, I love that guy. Peeze, Dajany over there.
Just remember, if you write in, we'll talk about you.
Exactly.
Negatively, probably. But we will talk about you.
We'll talk about it. This is a good ad.
Hopeful Division 6 champions, though. How disappointed are you there? Seth Galina, a guy who has a wealth of FPF experience playing in higher divisions, 0-2. Offense looks very stagnant at times.
When he played against us, he didn't make any changes throughout the game, and I was disappointed because I was expecting to go like head to head with like another football mind. I would adapt, he would adapt, but that wasn't it at all.
Both Junior and Vince have written in since we
look at
mentioned
that!
Them. St. Leo Italian deplorable here. I'm here, guys. Love you, Mo from Junior. We are well liked.
Toronto's proudest Italian, right there, Junior Sparrow, right there.
But yeah, so speaking of another Italian in Seth Galina, he just he needs to trust the guys on his team, and this is a better showing than the first game, definitely. But I think
it's still not good enough.
I think he expected to have more success early.
Is Seth Galina Italian the way that Dr.
Yes.
Pepper is a doctor?
Seth,
in that Dr.
Italian?
Pepper married a doctor?
Or has a PhD in English?
So what you're saying is Seth Galina has a PhD in Italian literature?
We don't know.
I would imagine so. His name does mean chicken. So
Can you please look that up, GM?
hen, exactly, more specifically.
Thank you, Eagle.
So the hen, we'll call him the hen from now on.
Seth
Pretty
hen.
cool.
He laid an egg.
He's forgotten hen actually because he being
He laid 2 eggs already. He's 0-2.
It's fair. But I'm very disappointed in hopeful Division 6 champions. Their name is pretty good, but they're not.
They're not.
Well.
But that's why it's so hopeful and not expected.
They have a better chance.
It's true, but like,
they have a better chance winning junior than they do Division 6. Right
hey,
now.
junior's pretty good.
Yeah,
Man.
there's some talent.
Put on the
It's
poll,
better
please.
than-
Would an FPF junior team beat a 6D team right now?
Yes.
Well, depends on the
Yes.
60
Oh.
team.
Also depends on the FPF junior team.
Yeah.
Okay, the best.
Don't
against the
put
worst.
freshmen against Div 6, please.
No, of course not. But what is it? The sophomore? We have the
Varsity?
sophomore varsity.
Varsity.
So would the varsity team beat a
If it
crappy
was
Div
my
6?
first team that I coached at varsity, yes, absolutely.
Go Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a handful of teams in.
But anyway, that's not the point. That's neither here nor there.
Speaking of that, though, building a franchise at 6D, you guys have quite the experience of being a captain of various teams across the board, Simon.
Yep.
I guess below average, easy, modest. That's GM, probably the most successful GM
Yes,
out there.
definitely.
No pun
It's in
intended.
his name.
It's just
Exactly.
it's not fair.
Yeah.
So I asked you this, gentlemen. For the
Change
6D
my name to
teams,
GM Peeze Lethris.
There you go.
There you go, winning already.
Hashtag winning. For a 6D team
Yeah.
who's new to the league
Mhm.
and seeing them after 2 weeks, what would you recommend? Is it? And I'll start with you, Jim, because you probably again the most successful amongst the 5 of us here, including Eagle, who does captain a couple of teams here. Do you build from the spine, snapper, quarterback, or do you want to get the best athletes out there and go from there?
You're not going to win games without a quarterback who can successfully put the ball in the end zone. It's
But at that level, though,
at any level. This is an offensive-driven league, and if your quarterback can't make plays, you're already setting yourself up for failure. You could have the best athletes on defense. You could have ball hawks. If they're turning the ball over and your offense still isn't scoring, they're still going to be on the field for three quarters of the game. Unless you have a successful, like you said, a spine, and to that point, those three up the middle.
I was
would
gonna say
even
rusher
add a
as well.
rusher there as well.
okay. So rusher's important as well as the snapper. And
I would say
quarterback.
your quarterback is paramount. Then right after that would be the snapper, because if you have a great quarterback, but the snap comes in with an arc and it takes 3 seconds from the cadence for the ball to get there, well, it doesn't matter how many pre-snap reads, the rusher's going to already be there.
And the snapper touches the ball on every play.
Yep.
There are a few positions in the game that touch the ball every play. That's quarterback and snapper.
That's why you like to play snapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very involved.
I love touching the ball
Touching
love
balls.
touching synthetic balls.
Yeah. as well as real ones.
Yeah, I'm sure leather,
Leather. That's what I meant.
pigskin.
Skin.
Yes,
Yes.
leather.
Is it actually made of pigskin? Can we look this up? Eagle.
Maybe
it
that's-
was.
Oh,
back in
Jim,
the day.
actually, that's your thing now, right? You
Maybe
do the
that's-
research?
Maybe at some point, like 18.
The anger
hundreds.
every time is amazing.
Why am I doing this? Why am
Because
I
the
here?
second I have it up, you will have already transitioned out of it.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
gonna
why it's
interrupt
perfect. It
you.
forces
That's how
us to go back.
We have ADD on this podcast. We go from one thing to another thing. Peeze, your thoughts though? You've
look,
done it at the lower division. You
Yeah,
were there in
so
6th round.
athleticism wins in lower divisions, definitely.
more
how-
than quarterback and having that spot.
Not more than quarter. Because the thing is, what happens is A, it's not sustainable as you move up through divisions, and B, when you don't have good quarterback play and good play calling, on top of just not just necessarily having a guy who can throw the ball, but a guy who knows the plays that work in FPF, as well as that will eventually win in terms of winning championships, winning the playoffs, and so on and so forth. So those teams, the teams with athleticism are well set up, but they definitely, in order to truly be competitive and in order to be a good team moving into higher divisions, that's going to be important.
Yes, Jim.
So as per Were Footballs Ever Really Made of Pigskin, the article on Gizmodo, football fans often perpetuate the idea that footballs used to be made of pigskin, which is how they got their nickname, but it turns out this isn't the case.
Because pigskin is delicious.
It would have been great.
I
I
know.
don't know.
Oh, you wouldn't know. Mo.
I don't know.
Well,
what
I'm telling you, listen.
that-
If you're going to hell anyway,
yes.
if you get like advanced knowledge, like I'm going to hell, I'll make you some
If
pigskin.
Satan asked me if there's one thing you want, I want a pigskin.
Yeah,
please.
over bacon. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's
What?
underrated. It's low key good. Low key good.
Olive
Godica,
oil.
the Italians will know. Junior Sparrow knows what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I'm a
So
bit-
does Vince Pizzano.
I'm a bit
Simone, your thoughts on trying to build a
I'm still a bit
franchise in
shocked by
16?
this, but I agree with Pease that if you have a good quarterback, playbook is more important. So let's say the coaching playbook aside, if you have a good playbook, quarterback is the number one position. If you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win none. But I believe the rush is more important than the snapper afterwards, because if you don't have a good rusher, you have no defense whatsoever. And so if you have to put him QB, rusher, snapper, safety, and
But-
then the other guys around. Because if you have a really good quarterback, he makes receivers better.
Yeah.
And if you have a really good rusher and safety, then your defense kind of helps itself, and you take away the big plays, and the other team struggles so much that usually you get turnovers by itself.
But you look at defenses at this level of football in 6D, you're seeing a lot of INTs, like a lot of the
Yes.
good defenses that make it easier for the quarterback. So wouldn't it be, and I know you go hand in hand here, but wouldn't it be more imperative to have guys that could be ball hawks because they can turn the game on a dime and bring you great real estate?
But a
to
good
start off with?
quarterback will put you in a position. So like the way you combat ball hawks is having a quarterback who calls the plays that the ball hawks
But
can't take advantage
can you
of.
find a good quarterback to play that level?
Yes.
Though?
Oh,
Yes,
we see it already.
definitely.
Because again, a lot of times these are guys we just don't know yet, or guys who are just new to the league and have to learn. Like,
Yes, due to the
the
cap, you
places
can't be
that-
successful forever, right?
Yeah,
You're-
and
you're
a
forced
guy
to move
like
up.
Seth Galina. That's why we're
hen.
disappointed in the hen, because he knows how to call.
He
plays
knows how
in
to
defense.
football.
He
You
knows how
know-
to football exactly.
You know who steals,
Well said, GM.
You know who steals
Goes
eggs
out.
from the hen?
Who?
The eagle.
Why?
That's so loud.
What about a running quarterback, GM? Would that be successful in 6D, or do you want a traditional pocket passer that's going to stay in the pocket and just launch that ball.
So you optimally want to have someone who stays in the pocket and can just throw without being on the run, because as you move up in the divisions, that's easier to adapt to the increased defenses. But even in 6 or 6D, if you have a running quarterback who's able to pick up a first down every second play with his legs, that's great. It will work. It will get you to a 7-3 record. Even better than that, it will work up until it doesn't.
So
if that makes sense.
we're also assuming that running quarterbacks can't throw. Because if you're a true dual threat quarterback, I think
you should be able to throw anyways.
Yeah.
I disagree with you. I'm saying all the way up till I'd say about Division 4A, running quarterbacks are very, very successful. When you move up to say Division 3, Division 2,
Also, we've seen a running
I don't
quarterback
even know
win
if
in
it's that
Division
high
2.
up.
yes, we have, but only a handful, right?
But see,
Can you name
not
a successful
impossible.
quarterback over Division 5 that runs that frequently?
Not frequently, but the ability to do.
Okay,
do
so but the ability to, and someone who
But you mean run like rushing yards or run around in the pocket and buy time?
I think most question is some like a quarterback who will roll out and use their legs specifically to gain yards.
yeah, but
I mean, I know one who's probably gonna be a Hall of Famer this season. So,
oh,
So he
okay.
doesn't even
Hey,
run that
had-
much.
had an
though.
awful
but
game.
he runs in the pocket.
Had a crappy
Anyway,
game.
we'll get to
Yeah.
him when we do Division 3.
But wouldn't that defeat the ability for the quarterback to develop though as a true passer? You talk about running the quarterback, right? I get to a certain point.
I don't think we've seen that many running quarterbacks in FPF who are also good throwers of the ball, like we're seeing with C.O. Levine in
Well-
Division 5, for example,
right.
who's going to
Yeah.
be very good. You know,
Well, he won his game on
So
Wednesday.
Eagle mentioned Christian Sarantola
Mhm.
as someone who
a Div 3 quarterback
yes.
right now, Div 4 right now.
Tam Villadeth as well, someone
That's
who
who I was gonna
abandoned
say.
the run
Quarterback.
and focused their presence more on being a pocket passer and saw success that way. He has a Division 2 championship where he ran less than he had in seasons past.
but I'm saying it doesn't hurt to have the ability to take off.
Oh,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
good. It
Whereas
hel-
like
it helps.
me and Simo will never have the ability to take off.
It's true. We
Tim
can't.
Tebow won a playoff game with what, 2 completions?
Yeah.
So in this case,
worked.
though, you look at the quarterback play now in 6D, right? You have 6 players with 7+ touchdowns or in the season. Turcotte, but not on that point. Wilson, Ziegler to name here.
Mhm.
Bless you, Simo.
Thank you.
How impressed are you that we're seeing the growth in these guys? Because usually in a new startup league in FPF, it takes a while for a quarterback to get to that point. But already we have 6 guys who have at least 7 TDs or more. Is that impressive for you in your mindset, Simo?
I feel like the way Division 6D is right now, I feel like some teams are poised to have that kind of quarterback that's very successful. But having 7 touchdowns in 2 games is good, but it's not super impressive. To have 10, 11 is very, very impressive. If you have 7 in 2 games,
Well, but you
you're
have to
going to hit
measure
the
it.
35.
That's 3
But you have to
and a half, right?
measure-
So you're on pace for over 30 touchdowns.
But that's what I'm saying.
35,
You
it's
you
not-
have to measure it though within the division. I think 35 to 40 will be top 3 or 4 in the division in Division 60.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If the guy gets 10, 11 by now, by 2 weeks, that means he's on pace for 50. It's very impressive. The way Benji Sigler is doing right now, he has 11. It's very impressive. Joe
Hey,
Buff was also on pace for the
Yeah, I
months
got
this
Buff
season.
in here too. Ziegler's impressive, but I think he needs to improve his completion percentage. It's just his defense is giving him extra possessions to work with.
Well, it's
So
also
So what
'cause he
would you
airs
rather
it out a
have?
lot.
Would you rather have a guy that throws you 50 touchdown passes but has a completion rate of, say, 54%, or some that throws 35 but has a completion rate of 68%?
I'd rather go with the 50.
Well,
Score as much as you can.
Yes, but I mean, like,
Yeah, there's.
I think it's harder to do that if you're not completing passes.
No, but if you're getting 54%, you could end up like 9 for 16 and 6 touchdowns?
yeah,
That's what I mean.
depends on the style of play. It's more of a nuanced question than it is straightforward. Because again, if a guy takes a deep shot, misses, and then connects on a 10-yard pass, and then takes a deep shot and then connects on a 10-yard pass, and is moving the ball, but just he likes to air it out, likes to take a chance, I don't think that's harmful.
So
in any way.
on that sub, it's more of a tangent. I've heard it brought up before, but should we evaluate quarterbacks in FPF not with the current scheme, but more with yards per attempt?
Instead of yards per
Is that a
completion.
more efficient
Well, the yards per
stat
attempt are
to,
also a bit biased because if you hit a 2-yard hitch and it turns into a 25-yard pass.
But any statistics are biased. Simon.
Okay, cool.
Like, for example, you're 13 for 32. Is that a biased stat? From
Like
Sunday?
watching the game will always give you
Yeah,
more information
exactly.
than looking at a stat line, right?
Well, yeah, but like that's what I'm saying is the stats for a quarterback. That's why.
Like for example, I seen Ziegler play, and in the game against Baker Boys, all the interceptions allowed him to have enough possessions to put up the numbers he put up.
yes,
and-
but he
and
still
a
put
he-
a lot of
completion
points.
percentage is essentially bad clock management.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So if you're putting up 50 TDs, but you barely crack the 50% you're giving your opponents time to score.
It also depends if you get the ball back with like 2 plays before half and you score. That's like an extra possession for you guys. So there's pros and cons to all of it, but I feel the more you score, the better. It's tough to find an argument saying, "Oh, you scored too much," you know.
No,
Thank
of
you,
course.
Eagle. Sorry, the guy scored too much.
Looking at
Mine.
switching gears now, Div 6, and looking at what we have so far in the teams that are 2-0. We have the U Channel 4 News team, Vic in a Box, Pension Planet 2-0,
Fighting Flamingos.
Fighting Flamingos at 2-0, and all right, Tough Lungs will play next week to replace their game from Saturday. So they're 1-0. But we'll go to 2-0 teams. Pick one team, gentlemen, who will be the last remaining team that will be perhaps perfect or maybe near perfect by the time we hit week 10.
If I had to put stocks on anybody, it would be the U. Although I'm a bit biased with Fighting Flamingos. They're also pretty good.
I'm going to say, instead say Fighting Flamingos. I was excited to see them because I thought Brad Evans was quarterback, so I was excited to see them on my schedule. When I saw it was Stephen Harpersod that was quarterback, I was far less excited to play against him because he's really good and he's very cap compliant for the moment, but he's going to be up there
how
soon.
underrated is he? Because no one really talks about him though. This league.
I have since I know him from another league, so
Yeah.
I had already seen him play. And I was like, okay, well, let's see how he transitions to FPF. This was starting in the spring season. Honestly, I'm very impressed. He reads the field well. He has all the play calls that make a lot of sense. In Louis Cyr League, they play on a more narrow field, so having the extra spaces actually helped him a great deal. It allows him to. The windows just seem wide open to him.
Oh,
So-
it feels bigger, right?
Yeah.
If it's a bigger field.
Absolutely, and it's honestly, he's the best quarterback in the division, bar none.
So with him at that position, are you going to put your money down on them to go into finals right now?
I mean, hopefully not, because
Because that means you're betting
Taking your
against
team out of
yourself.
this equation. Let's say
actually we're in the other
Exactly, but
conference. So
taking
yeah,
your team aside from
yeah,
you know,
definitely. Like if
from
going in as a gambler, like I would actually absolutely. And as for the U, they face the Potatoes and Goon Squad. Neither neither are like top end teams, and neither are terrible either. So
Yeah.
we've got a good barometer too. Like and Vic in the Box have the ability to score, which is important. And I always say that you need 5 scores to win a playoff game, and these are the two for me: Fighting Flamingos and Vic in the Box. Vic in the Box scoring 50 points in a
That's
Division
a
6
lot.
team. That's a lot.
GM.
Even in higher divisions, it's
This doesn't have to do with current FPF, but past FPF actually. One of our viewers right now, Eddie Tarabay.
Shut up,
Hey,
Eddie. Eddie.
How's it going, buddy?
Hi,
Eddie.
Eddie.
It's Eddie,
Eddie the
man.
Fork.
We've come a long
He
way
must have
from
thought this is a video game.
sitting in front of spoons
Spoons
like
and
to direct us
plastic
where we
forks.
need to be on camera.
How
so
mad is he that we have this now?
we have green screens, as you can see, Eddie. It's very nice
You
to
must
see.
have thought this was like a
He must be
video
seething.
game.
No, it's not green screens.
We're actually in
We
Montreal.
actually painted the
Hey,
walls.
next week can we all wear green shirts to blend into the wall?
I'm
Oh,
down.
man.
I did that. I
Oh,
did
man,
that
I'm
one
gonna do that
time.
next week.
Eagle was very angry.
How about for St. Patty's Day we do it, guys?
down.
Amazing. Here we go.
That would be great.
Can
we do it next week?
look at these teams here. Is it safe to say though
This
that
guy.
one of these teams could fall into the pack and maybe become ordinary? Is there anyone out there you guys can look at, perhaps?
The U.
You think
I
so, right?
disagree.
Because Simon says the other.
I
disagree.
no, I like them. I think they're a team that needs games to be sort of 26-20.
They need close
It-
games.
Muck
to
'em
stay
up
in them.
games.
They need non-high scoring and
But they have a
non
good
fast paced
defense,
games.
though.
Yes,
Yeah,
but they need a game. Like again, I can see, for example, they're playing against a quarterback like Harpersod, where Harpersod just still picks them apart. They score 30, and then the U can't score 30.
Well, again, it depends. If their play style offensively is very slow pace and they slow down the game as much as possible and
Mhm.
only give him 4 to 5 possessions, all they need is one stop, right? If they go fast and they score 2 plays, they score 2 plays, they score, then they're
That's
shooting
what I'm saying. But
themselves in
in,
the
in
foot.
a shootout, it won't. They can't compete in a shootout.
But don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in that position.
No, that's true.
I feel like
They're definitely one of those teams that's better with a lead than playing from behind.
they
Yes,
have
yeah.
that.
So this is my
expertise.
hot take.
Oh,
of those
do we have any
teams-
like fire to like give the hot take background noise
of
here?
those teams?
Eagle?
Vic in a Box.
I like Vic in the Box a lot.
Yeah, but I think they have the potential to sort of fall off not because they're bad. Quite the opposite. I think that they're quite good, but they haven't really been challenged yet. They smoked Guardians 51-0. Like there wasn't even 10 minutes left. Like at the end of that game, and
Kevin
they walked off
Marcel
the field.
needs to improve as a play caller.
Yes.
because-
Well,
But
they-
all that to say is that because they haven't been challenged, they're going to coast through this. They play you next,
I know,
so
it's
they're
gonna
going to
be easy.
coast
Hold
through
on,
the
right?
regular season. And when it comes to playoffs, and they play another playoff caliber team, they may not be as used to fighting against the adversity.
Week 4, week 6, the U, and they play pension plan. So that will give us
That's
a
good.
good
That's
good
litmus
games.
test about, hey, are they the real deal? Or are they going to be a team that's going to be around 500
That-
fighting
that-
for a spot?
That subdivision is going to be very, very competitive, and I think they'll be battle tested by the time against the playoffs.
But that's a very good game. The U
Yeah.
against Vic in the Box. It
Yep.
shows that you kind of need to
And
fight
pension
through
plan,
adversity
too.
and give you that 25-25.
To be honest, having reduced the amount of teams in Division 6,
Makes our life easier.
it's no, but it's actually what it's shown is there's no real horrendous teams. There's no easy games. So
Well, aside
except
the
for when
game,
you play the
yeah,
Guardians, yeah.
no, but there's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few easy games, but there's less.
There's a lot less.
You don't
yeah.
get that team that finished those 2-3 teams that are 1-9, 0-10, and really struggles their whole way. And when you see them on a schedule, you're like, all right, this is a free win, so we
Well,
can do whatever.
Let's put it this way: Field 1 isn't finishing at 11-10
Yeah.
as it usually did in years past. It's finishing more 11-25.
People
Something
don't
to
get
prove:
that
Blitz,
joke
Blitz Babes and the Pack, right? A lot of FPF experience with these two teams here. They've always had strong regular seasons, but they always come up short. So who's more likely to have a better season now and perhaps make a deeper playoff run?
I played Blitz Babes this week. They have a very good defense, a lot of communication. They're fast. They make mistakes and have enough speed to catch up to the receivers and whatnot. So that's impressive, and they learn throughout the game. So things that work early
So they
don't work
adjust?
later in the game. Absolutely. So that's impressive. That said, Matthew Gottlieb needs to improve as a play caller. He rolls out a lot. He buys a lot of time with his legs, but the ball's never out of his hand quickly.
Yeah.
And they want the game by scoring on 3 deep passes where
Which is
the
broken
receiver one was broken coverage and 2 the receivers won at the back of the end zone
Yeah.
on a jump ball. Like
But you
it's
have talent,
not
though.
sustainable. They do have talent.
Adam Smoller's
But-
been the guy who played higher division.
Absolutely,
before.
but and the thing is also Eric Vosco's not there, and he's going to be the number 1 receiver when he shows up. But the thing is that it's not a question of talent. I think it's just intellectual development at the quarterback position that we
they're
need to see
missing?
Matt Gottlieb have. Yeah,
I tend to agree with Peeze saying Blitz Babe is the way to go. I think it's just a matter of whether or not they'll be able to learn and adjust. If their playbook improves, 100%. If the quarterback decides to roll out in the right way, gets his guys to roll out with him, for instance, it might help them a lot. I feel it's something they could learn this season and improve on. It's just a matter of if, but it's a if I'm willing to beg on.
So we have another write-in. Julian Ramsey. What's up, coach? I know I'm late to the party, but this setup is awesome.
Hold on,
Last
hold
time
on.
I
Sorry,
watched
GM.
in the FPF podcast, I think you were all in someone's office space or basement. Great stuff. We've improved to the garage.
yeah,
Hold on here, Jim. Who's he calling coach?
I am.
yeah.
He's calling you coach.
Yeah, he and his brother coach me.
Oh.
Why would
Oh, okay. You're saying hello to coach.
Yes.
Oh, I think saying
No,
he's
he
saying
and
hello to you
Quentin.
as a coach.
No, it's the other way
Okay.
around.
okay,
What's
fair
wrong
Because
with
he
you?
is significantly, not significant, but he's older than me, so it makes sense more that he would have coached me and not
Don't
I
be
would have
ageist,
coached him.
GM.
Fair enough.
Don't be ageist.
The
You
ageism
can
at
coach
its
someone
finest.
older than you.
The Pack, though, a 101. We've seen this team. They again strong regular seasons in years past. Andrew April, a pretty good receiver. You look at the quarterback play, fairly strong with what they have. Would you say they could be a team that can make a successful run this year with Daniel Krebs and these guys coming through the?
I like Daniel Krebs. He's very good. I just think that he's the kind of quarterback that would do better with a better cast. I almost feel like they'd be a better Division
So they're
5,
inferior
Division 4
talent
team
Yes,
rather
I
than
could
Division
agree with
6. Like he's a guy who needs. He has a lot of plays that eat up chunks and chunks of the field.
He
Where
needs a big
if
time
you have
player.
exactly like if you have a big time receiver, then you'll do a lot of damage. And I think as good as left court and Andrew April are, they're not that dude. So
Well, left court's a
they're
good,
good like 2 and 3 guys. If they had a true number 1 receiver, they'd be dominant.
but he's a good security blanket for him.
Yes,
He-
absolutely.
that's what he is for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you don't win with security blankets. You need to take shots. You need to.
Well, look, I think
If they don't have that guy, I agree with Peace that if they would move up, for instance, in the future, like they move up to 5A, 5B, it
they
gives
need
them,
talent though.
well, it gives them that room to get another guy, get a Division 3, Division 4 player that they could add to the roster and help them out, being that dominant receiver, being that guy that knows what to do.
You don't want to be a girl's blankie, man. You want to be her magnum condom.
You know, watching them play against Farmers, obviously not the right
Sadly true.
test to look at here, but I want to see them play against tougher competition, see how they fare up. Because not to say that they're soft.
Well,
but
who'd they play yet?
They defeated Farmers, but albeit a Farmers team that was missing.
Yeah,
a
it wasn't
board.
the real farmers.
No, it wasn't the real.
They weren't farmers.
They weren't farmers from Farmtown of whatever. Farmers,
Farmtown. That's
wherever
your
they are.
knowledge of rural
Rural
North
North
Quebec.
America. Yeah,
Rural
Farmtown.
Kansas.
you know, they have
Manhattan, Kansas.
potatoes and sheep.
But you look at their squad. Look at the schedule, right? They can run. They can run through Pat's squad. They can run through Bruins, Clinkers, Tough Lungs.
Yeah,
Diablos
Bruins are
might
better than
be-
people give them
Yeah,
credit for.
with Gab Wiseman, they're a much better. Team.
Bruins are slowly creeping up on teams.
But
man.
you know
can't
what?
say that.
They can
Creep,
go 8-2, 7-3. And as Jim
That's
made the
good.
point before with the quarterback at hand, 7-3 is a very solid number to have at this point of the division.
It's a good season.
It is. Talking about teams, we talk about 2 Flags and 1 Cup. Contender or pretender, looking at their roster, their schedule. What do you see this team, guys, and how they are going to forecast?
Which team? Sorry.
2 Flags and 1 Cup. We talked
Oh,
about
2
them
Flags, 1
in
Cup.
the
Yeah,
recap.
okay.
But
I'm
looking
going-
at them more in depth now. What do you see them, Simo?
I'm going contender. I feel like with Zach Jr. is able to teach the guys a little bit what to do offensively, defensively. He knows what he's doing. If he decides to run the ball a bit more and create room with your legs instead of just trying to always pass the ball. If you start running a little bit, the rushers are gonna have to take a step back. The defense is gonna start respecting the run, and then you're gonna see a lot of openings. It's something that not everybody's able to do because not everybody's athletically gifted enough to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it might just propel them to a strong record that could put them as a contender and not a pretender.
Are we at the point yet where the 2 girls 1 cup reference is like old and
It's
not funny
over,
anymore?
so overkill.
Like
It's
this
so
isn't even the first team
2004.
to make that joke.
No.
Yeah, you're not creative, guys.
No.
But cool.
That
That's
shows
your
them
own
up,
imp-
Simo.
is
That
that
shows them
your-
up easy.
Is that your input?
Yep.
That's
That's it. Yeah, because honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they'll be good or not because it depends how Jonio develops. So in the meantime, you're not creative. Be better.
Okay.
You know who's not creative? I Terminé. Get a name already.
they
Jeez.
had a team name last season.
Get a name.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
How
Something
many
bad
weeks?
happened.
Here's a question of the week. How many? Right now, Peeze Del Rizzi leads Div 6 in passing through 2 weeks. Okay.
I know.
So Peeze, I'll keep you out of this.
I'm not sure how it
Simo
happened.
And GM will answer this question. And Eagle, you can put up fingers on how many weeks it'll be. How many weeks will Peeze lead in Div 6 pass yards? Simo.
5 or 6. Yes,
You want-
all the way to like week 6 because
So
he
week
has
6.
a significant lead on a lot of other quarterbacks as of now, which is tough to
So-
lose. Like
Division 6 last winter, Division E last spring. I was leading in yardage. I was leader in yardage. So
okay, cool.
It's-
That-
no, but it's-
that's
it-
why I'm saying 5 or 6. Like you have a significant lead. You're not gonna go out and throw 30 yards next week, so you're gonna keep that lead even if you have 10, 15 yards less than others. You're still gonna be there, but your back end schedule is tough.
it is tough. Yeah.
And I feel that that might cost you a little bit. So the other guys might not be able to have like a leg up on you guys. But until then, you're gonna steer clear of competition.
All right, so GM, your thoughts?
What a world, considering the next closest contender is Marc-Andre Delaunay.
Who's using? It's also.
I ain't
Mar-
boosting up his
Marc-
stats either.
I would say Marc Andre is using a lot of the plays I use. Like he's learning to play the position, right? So we talk.
Just
No,
feel
but I'm
free to
sa-
dust
but
off
it-
your
but these
shoulder,
aren't
like,
my
humble
plays.
brag, go
But no, but
ahead.
these aren't my plays. These are plays that are given to me by guys who know more about the league.
Then
And
why did you mention yourself at all?
GM, you have
I'm
the West
getting-
Coast office, you have the Peace Coast office.
yeah,
over here.
because
East Coast.
I'm
East Coast.
I'm smarter than anyone in this room, so I want
Okay,
to
but
I want to
well-
make sure everyone knew that.
Hey, that's not true.
Then the next thing, no, but what I was getting to with that point is that because I've played in league so long and I've played with guys who are a lot better than I am, I've taken a lot of that knowledge and I don't like. I'm not the kind of person who, when I play against someone, is like, oh, you suck, and I can't wait to play with the season. I actually want to share the knowledge because I want everyone in the division to be good, and I want people to share information with me.
Why is the only time you're nice to me when I'm a
Yeah,
dick
what
to
the
you?
hell?
And like, it makes me
Yeah,
feel
this
bad
is
about
supposed
it.
to be like
And then I
your,
go
like,
back to being
attitude, like,
polite,
yeah.
and then he goes back to being himself.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what is this?
So the
Have you not
question
learned
was,
from
how
Peeze?
many weeks will Peeze be atop the pass?
Passing yards, yeah. Oh, really?
So this week it falls off the.
You're playing the quarterback in third place. So the winner of this
That's
game
true.
this week against Vic in a box. So one speed power.
No,
and Vic
I
in a
trust
box.
my defense.
Okay.
We'll be good.
All
Well,
right.
you could also
And then
lose but
just
get more
10
yardage.
seconds every play, right?
Yeah,
Keep them off the
Milk it.
field.
No, you could
Alright.
still lose and have more yardage than him.
it's true.
Just INTs in the end zone.
It is now time
That's my
for.
specialty.
That's all that matters.
It is now time for.
Games of the week.
All right. It is not us. It will be Jim who will pick 3 random games from each division, 6D and 6.
Cool.
And we pick a team.
I won't because they're my article.
Yeah, of course.
You will.
You'll pick them up anyway. All right, here you go, Jim.
You'll throw
So
pencils.
starting it off, Saturday at 7:30 in Kirkland. Sunday Touch Boys against Krakens.
Krakens haven't shown me anything yet. That said, Sunday Touch Boys have not really built on their success from fall season.
I'm
No
going
pick.
Krakens.
It's not Sunday. It's Saturday. Give me Krakens.
The day of the week matters in.
Yes.
It does.
Definitely does.
Okay.
The weather.
So for a
Traffic.
Sunday game, we have Broke Boys against Black Sox.
Black
the
Sox.
Alliteration Bowl.
Black Sox are improved with their new play at quarterback, but still only one win to their credit in their franchise, and they're going up
Eee.
against Broke Boys, who are another
That's a
team that
bad
have not
stat.
shown a lot of success.
That's a bad stat.
Yeah.
One win in their franchise.
No pick.
Oh boy.
Brutal. I'm going Broke Boys.
I'm going with Black Sox.
I like this though. I give you guys the analysis, and you guys make your pick.
I like this.
That's not bad.
So
Good here.
and I'm kind of torn as to what the third game would be here. Whether it's Goat Depot against Sick Bic.
Okay, Go Depot is a fairly new team. Sick Pick new as well, but we've seen a lot of explosiveness out of the team.
Neither team have lost. One is 1-0
Yeah.
and 1, and one is 2-0.
Sick Pick's offense, Go Depot's defense.
I'm going Sick Pick all the way.
Yeah, sick Bick.
And then the last one, I guess, since we're picking 4 and not 3, will be Green Monster against Raw Sauce for this division.
Green Monster.
I like to see it from an article.
I like Raw Sauce, but Green Monster's too good right now.
And on
Too
the flip
green?
side, in Division 6,
Yes.
the 3 we have, or 4, depending on how I feel, Los Banditos against Flonkerton.
It's not-
Flonkerton are a team that have not yet found their footing with Joshua Vasquez at quarterback. Are playing against, sorry?
Which is
Los Banditos.
against Los Banditos, which is strange considering Josh Vasquez has quarterbacked multiple seasons in the
Yeah,
league.
yeah, but it's a little bit of a different core, a little bit of mishmash of players. Simon, you love Los Banditos in fall, so
Yes.
that's my analysis on them.
It's not your brothers Los Banditos.
No, wrong
They're not.
Banditos.
But
No.
I'm still going Los
Un-
Banditos.
unlawful
I really like
Banditos.
what they did during the fall season, although they lost in the championship game.
Is it culturally insensitive to call yourself Los Banditos?
I'll take the LBs.
And Diablos Bruins.
Oh,
Diablos.
Diablos
it's a good game.
quarterbacked by Michael Son de Geer, has not thrown more than 2 touchdowns in a season.
How did you call him?
Sunday Gear.
Michael Son de Geer.
Okay.
His nickname's Son. And he's going up against, Diablos against
Bruins.
with the new improved Bruins with Gab Wiseman at quarterback.
I'm going Bruins.
Yeah, you
Pretty
know what? We flipped that
upset.
pick here. I'm going with the Bruins.
You thought
Mo was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh, you know
Someone
what?
think was
That was
quarterback?
Pereira that's throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And
Next.
then to round it out for Div 6, Clinkers against 2 Flags, 1 Cup.
How do we not?
The speed of Zach Chonio against the lack of speed of Marc-André Desaulniers.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, give me 2 flag.
You know what? I'm going Clinkers here.
Okay, surprise shocker.
I'm going upset Clinkers.
Are they
I-
French? I will pick them.
Shocker.
Simon
Well,
Dash.
2 flags are also very French.
Shocker.
I don't think they speak English.
Well, Zach Chonio does.
Barely.
No, not at all. He speaks very well. He goes to Concordia.
Okay, cool. Mocon went to Concordia.
Shocker from Simon Dashman. All right, there you go.
We're not going to pick the Air Force One game?
Nope.
All right.
Save for PC's article.
In Peace's article.
Quite the awkward silence right now.
Mo doesn't.
I know.
Mo
I
doesn't
was waiting for
introduce
Peace. I was like,
Later. And remember, if you're a city,
oh, yes. Good night. No, I was going to say, can you say magic words, please? From here, from all of us here, from whatever.
You're
Good night.
the worst.
Manchester City.